What is up, fellow van builders? It's Scott. Welcome back to Van Dingo. I jumped in the van. It's cold here now. We're moving into winter time, and I was going to turn on the thermostat for the heater just to keep the inside of the van warm. I don't have lithium-ion battery heaters, so I use in my case, I got a Velit gas heater that I plumbed into the van. There's a video about that on the channel. And I turned on the gas heater and immediately got an error message. Let me show it to you. All right, thermostat is up here. It's not mounted yet, so let's just take a look at what we got here. So it says there's an error code, error 01 error code. And when you look that up, it's a voltage issue. So I thought, well, how could that be? This is brand new. When I say brand new, it's only been used maybe 4 or 5 times out on camping trips. So could it have a failure that early? Not the case. There's more to this. So when I come over here and jump in the van, look at this error message. It says, start engine, see operator's manual. You can see that. I also have a friendly reminder not to forget my key. Start engine, see operator's manual. And when you start it, and this is warm, I've taken it out for a drive, you're gonna see it idle up more than normal for a warm car. Let's check this out. That's not where it normally idles. And it only stays there for a little bit, and then it'll come back down. Again, it's not cold. I know this is the same behavior if you have a cold vehicle, but the car's not cold. You've got 3 bars down here. This behavior of a higher rev would happen if you maybe just jumped in for the first time and had no bars here for warmth of the coolant in the engine. So something's up. I'm thinking I got a battery issue. All right, I need to get my meter, but we're gonna take the battery cover off and attach the meter and see what kind of shape the battery's in. This is a T25 Torx fitting for this bolt, this screw. Take that one out. And then it pops off of there. Just remove that piece. Put it right here in the door pocket for safekeeping. And then let's pull this out, which reveals the battery cover. Feels like it's the T30. Yep. Okay. And we got 4 screws here, and you don't have to take these all the way out. You just have to loosen them. All right, let's check our meter. All right, just so you get a sense for what's going on here, this positive and negative is coming in from the Cascadia off-road solar panels that are on the hood, front hood. These 2 that go back go to a DC to DC charger, and they come off the starter battery and head back so that we can get alternator charging as needed. So we're gonna take a look here. This is the original equipment battery. The vehicle's a 2021, so conceivably this could be a 2020 battery. I don't see it stamped anywhere on here. All right, I think y'all can probably see that there. We've got it zeroed out, and let's just do a reading. Should be above 12.4-ish.
you know, to be a reasonable battery that's still healthy. So let's look. 12.3. Huh. And we do have on the hood the Cascadia solar panel. So if you're in cloudy conditions and it's not charging right now, it looks like it's trickle charging a little bit. So that's still pretty low. I think we're going to need to replace this eventually. Now, the other thing here is I do have my Velit gas heater, the heater for the camper van itself that's underneath that pedestal right there that runs off the gasoline fuel tank. I have it connected in here to this battery. I think what I will do, and the reason for this is because I have a Cascadia 4x4 solar panel on the front roof that's routed also to here. So my estimation is that this was not going to draw down the starter battery. But now I'm thinking, like, for example, we've had 2 or 3 cloudy days. If I run the heater, it's draining down the starter battery more than I probably should. So I'm going to reroute this to the house batteries that are to the back. All right, gang. It's a day later and a lot colder, and it's interesting as I am regularly getting that warning now. And then when I do a volt check on the battery, it's jumping around. It's actually lower. It's at 11.5 right now. So we're definitely going to change this battery. I just picked up a battery at Costco. So we're going to get started here and change this battery. And for me, on a Mercedes Sprinter van anyway, this I believe is 10 millimeter right here. Yep. This is the positive lead. Okay, that's loose enough. All right. The question's gonna be, can I get it all out of the way? Yeah, looks like I'll be able to. And I don't want it to arc when I do the other side, so I'm just going to bring that in there so I don't get any metal arc. And let's see, we need our 13 millimeter, which we got right here. Okay. Yeah, that's the contraption I used for that, so I'll get that out of the way. All right, where are you getting power from? That's interesting. Where would that power be coming from? Okay. It's just, the car just went completely to sleep, I think. All right, this is gonna be a little heavy. Wow, is it mounted? Oh, I was gonna say this thing won't move. So it's mounted to the floor here somehow. All right, hold one. Looks like there's just like a foot or a shoe sort of holding this down. And if you look down in here, I think you can see, let's see, right down in there, there looks like there's a 10 millimeter, this might be in the way, there, that 10 millimeter nut, and there's another one on that side over there. I think those two get unbolted, and then that'll allow the battery to come out. So let's try that. Wow, it's down there quite a ways. That is what's holding it down. And it looks like this is a breather hose of some sort. And it looks like it just slides out of there. Let's see. Got a little clip, and that comes right out. And then just don't lose that retainer clip. Try to put that back in there. And that allows for any liquid, I think, to flow down into the battery box. And there's probably some venting in this battery box, would be my guess. All right, time for a heave-ho. Heave! It's not light. I'd say that's 30, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, coming out at a weird angle. Whew! Gawa. All right, so I did a little vacuuming down in here because I had some dirt and whatnot, but it's absolutely vented. It must be federal law with a battery because I can see the ground in a couple of different holes down here. So definitely ventilation is part of this. And this new battery I bought at Costco, and I don't mind telling you, it was $179, and then there's a core return. So the vent off the Mercedes battery, hopefully you can see that, plugged right into a hole right here, which will go connect right into this through that same retainer clip. So there's the retainer, and we're going to put this down through here. Oh, just dropped the clip. I'm going to put this down through here, and you can see on this side where the retainer holds this hose down low. Simply just push that back in, and there it stays. So now that's set and ready to go. We're going to get this out of the way so we can make the next big heave-ho of putting the new battery in. Let's see if I can keep these all on the side where they belong. It's a little precarious, I might say. On me. I'm going to have to get it started and then clean everything out. That's in the way. One more time here. There we go. Come on, baby. More wire than I should probably have in here. It doesn't need to be this much wire, but I think I had this vision that I could put extra wire and stuff it in that box, which is what I did. I just don't want the wires caught down there. There we go. This is my breather, hose, and battery hold down right there. In this particular case, for this breather hose and the hold down, you kind of have to hit the screws just right here. Let's see if I did. No, maybe on that side I did. Holy cow, just tightened up. Yeah, got it on that side. All right, where there's a will, there's a way. I pried this up and got this 13 millimeter in here and tightened that baby up. So 13 millimeter on both sides of that nut. And that's in there. I just gotta get this out. There we go. I may need to bend that back down again. I think we're good though. Okay. Now, let's put the positive on. And that, in my case, is a 10 millimeter. Let's get this out of the way. This is going to go down in here in the battery compartment. And we got power. That may be under it just here. Let's see. Just making sure the bracket gets well over the stud. And that goes down in there. Okay. So that's now attached fully. Okay. Now, you got a brand new battery. Make sure you get some of this dielectric grease, and you just need to dab it on the battery terminals. I end up putting too much on, but this will stop corrosion and that type of thing from occurring and give you the best connection that you can have on your battery terminals. Dab that on there. Sort of goes in. That's good enough. Trim piece on here that holds down your battery or your mat, and you got 2 screws that go in your trim piece. There you go. And we'll tighten these up and we'll be good for now. And I'll come back and I'll reroute the heater lines. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if it starts up. Cranks up really nicely with good speed, cranking speed, and make sure we don't have any, error messages on the dash. Here we go. Okay, let's see. All right, let's go, baby. All right. I think we're good. No issues, no warning lights. The vehicle is cold, so it's just revving a little bit, warming up. All right, gang, I think that's a wrap. We switched out that slowly failing original equipment Mercedes battery and probably had, 60-50% life in it based on where the volts stood on that battery. So it was good to get that out. Put the new Costco Interstate battery in. I think I made a good buy on that. So if you're interested in a reasonable priced battery of all different sizes and you got the right membership, no paid for plug here. Costco's a good way to get it done. And just so I don't have that sort of worry of a parasitic draw of the Velit gasoline camper van heater that's underneath the passenger pedestal, I rerouted that off of the starter battery and connected it to the house 12 volt terminal that I've got in the back. And I've got the Velit cranking right now because it's cold outside and it's doing beautifully. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned a little bit here, at least to change out a battery and make some decisions about where to route things. If you like the video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. It's great to have you on Vandingo. Look for future videos to come, and hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Thanks. Be good. Bye-bye.